Today we are going to be talking about why is it that some homes feel better than others. Plan First Design specializes in architecture, interior and landscaping design. We do design globally. So today's topic, why do some homes feel better than others? When you walk into a space, it might look great, but something just feels off, or you don't feel that welcoming feeling that you would expect to feel. But you can't put your finger on it. So today we're going to just touch on a couple of reasons for this and how you can improve that in your own home. So it's not really something where you've got to spend a lot of money to fix that feeling. It is more to do with the way the furniture is placed, really simple things that all of us can do in our homes to just give it that more welcoming feel. If you have a look at the image that we've got here, that is a very inviting space. It's not a showroom, but it's got all the elements that one would look at if you want your space to be welcoming. So we'll go through the list, but just in broad principle, there's a bit of greenery, so there is a bit of life coming in through the plants. You've got different textures, you've got some natural materials, you've got a lot of light coming into the space as well, and it's not overcrowded. If you have too much clutter and just stuff lying around everywhere, it's really difficult to feel calm and relaxing in that space. We all tend to accumulate just too much stuff over time, and a good spring clean annually at least, I would suggest, is definitely a worthwhile exercise. It's not always about the design. It's how that space makes you feel. You don't need to have a showroom house that looks like it just come out of a magazine to feel comfortable in that space. It's things like light, the space itself not being too full and crammed full of things. So those things psychologically do have an effect. And then your emotions as well. The lighting does affect the mood, and lighting energizes. So if a space hasn't got enough light, it does definitely dampen the spirits, and it directly affects your energy. So if you are lucky enough to build new, or if you are doing a renovation, which is not really what we're talking about here, but do try and put enough lighting on the northern exposure or the southern exposure, depending on where you are. A lot of the time, the homes have all the curtains are drawn. So they've got the windows and they've got the light that can come in, but the windows are drawn. The curtains are drawn. So just open those curtains and open those windows, get the fresh air coming in, get the lights coming in, and get the sunlight coming in. Low light is low energy, high light is high energy. Make sure if you do have a room that doesn't have sufficient natural light, put a couple of extra lamps in. You don't always want to have to get an electrician in to put ceiling lights in if that's not what you are after. If you just want a very quick fix, just put a couple of additional side lights in, or lamps with the warm white, not the white. That'll immediately change the way that space is experienced. Open those windows, get the air coming in. Secondly is the layout and the flow. Can you easily move around your furniture items? Do you really need all the furniture pieces that you have got? If you do have, let's say, a couch that is too big for that specific lounge area or living area, consider getting rid of it and consider getting something smaller. If your furniture can breathe, the chances are you can breathe too. If you have too much clutter, in this image, for instance, do they really need all those books under their coffee table? I'd rather take those books and put them away into a bookshelf. Just try and minimize the stuff that you have got around. Too much clutter it just gives you a feeling of overwhelm. If your furniture is too tight, it does give you a feeling of anxiety because you have to squeeze through those places. A quick way to do this is try and remove 3 things from that space. Then the sensory experience is important. So it's what we see, what we touch, and what we smell. Color also affects mood. Pick 2 to 3 main tones, and then just base your color palette throughout that entire space on those colors. Use neutral tones as well, and use your accents sparingly. Textures, mix your fabrics. Don't have just one texture throughout. Rugs are soft furnishings in general actually are very good if you have outside noise, for instance. It does absorb noise. Then the emotional connection. Make the home your own. It's got to reflect those that live there. So have some personal items, have some family heirlooms. You can quite easily mix a modern look with some artifact. Those personal touches do make a difference. It just reflects the family that lives there are human after all, and they do have a life. And remember, you're not going for perfection. You are going for personal. So bring in things like family photos, books, possibly books that you've read that have really influenced you, and that can tell a story also about who lives there. If you're just going to go for the showroom look, it's going to be beautiful, but is it going to make you feel comfortable and at home? Are your guests going to feel comfortable there? Is it going to have a personality? And is it going to give you that emotional feeling that we look for in life? Then the balance. If a room is too empty, it feels cold. But if it's too full, then it feels cluttered. So I find often clients, they would like to just refresh their space, but they're very reluctant to get rid of what they have. Critically, have a look at what you do have and what you do need and what you're willing to let go of. Bringing the space to life, you would do that through greenery in the form of plants and also natural products like timbers. And having the plants on different levels is it just not only creates visual interest, but different plants need different positions in the house. Even if you haven't got green fingers and you struggle to grow plants, just go for plants that don't need a lot of attention. The natural materials like the wood, the stone, and the linen. Nice contrast here with that very textured mat on the floor. Divide your space into zones. So you can start today. Just start with the easy things. Open those curtains firstly. Open the windows. Let the fresh air in. Clear your space. So get rid of clutter that's lying around. Adjust your lighting. If you have white light currently in the house, just change the light bulbs. Make it warm white. It'll make such a difference. And then add, even if it's just one personal item. So if your home does feel off, you can fix it. These are all very easy fixes, and they are all very budget-friendly fixes. So you don't need to spend thousands of dollars doing a home renovation when you can actually just implement some of these things that we've looked at today. I'm going to have a look at some of the questions. How does noise affect how a home feels? The minute you put soft furnishings in the form of rugs, even couches, cushions, throws, curtains, any fabric, it absorbs a lot of that noise. Why do some homes feel stressful even when they clean? Because clean does not necessarily mean clutter-free. Get rid of some of the furniture and definitely get rid of the clutter. Why do some homes feel good during the day but not at night? Because during the day, you've got daylight, natural light. But the minute the sun goes down, if you don't have sufficient or layered artificial light, then you're going to get that gloomy experience. If you just have maybe one ceiling light, that space is going to, it might be great during the day because you might have large floor-to-ceiling windows. So you've got lots of that beautiful light coming in. But at night, when it's dark, it's black. Why do hotel rooms often feel better than our own homes? And the reason for that is because they're very intentionally designed. They are simplistic. Their lighting has been designed by a lighting designer. So our topic for next week, we're going to have a look at the indoor-outdoor living trends and really just merging and marrying those two spaces so that it feels like one space instead of two. And then we will be transitioning. I know we talk a lot about academic stuff and the theory of design, but we will start focusing more on before and afters. And also we'll be taking existing designs and transforming them. Some of them will be real case studies that have actually been transformed. And then we'll actually start putting some of the theory into practice and just showing you, and we'll refer back to certain of the topics that we have had, just to show you actually examples of what we talk about every week on this live channel. Feel free to reach out, even if it's just advice that you need.